The Miami Dolphins take on the Los Angeles Chargers this Sunday in each team's first game of the 2023 NFL season. Here are my 5 keys to the game, specifically in regards to Tua Tagovailoa.
Number 5.
Don't try to extend any plays. Don't do it. Don't try to scramble around back there. You are much too valuable. It's something Nick Saban said to his competitive nature is to try and extend plays. He has to understand his vulnerability. He has to understand that this team needs him upright. There is no single one play that overrides the fact that he just can't put himself in harm's way, especially with 2 edge rushers like Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa. Don't try to, I'm not even talking about the linebackers, don't even try to extend the play. If that play is not there, kill it. Just don't do it. Because if you try to extend the play and not much is going to good has happened. Most of the stuff that can happen when you try to extend the play is going to be bad. You can get sacked. You can get hit hard. You can throw an interception. You could fumble. Yes, you could complete a pass. Yes, you could run for a gain. But most of the things that can happen when you're back there trying to extend a play that didn't work, that means the initial play didn't work. If the initial play didn't work, then bail on it. Don't try to extend it.
Number 4.
What I believe is that the second big thing is, you already alluded to it with Alec Ingold, is hit the checkdowns. If you go through your progressions, which some people say Tua has a hard time going through his progressions, but we're going to see that on Sunday. Go through the progressions, tight end, fullback, halfback, Raheem Mostert, somebody out of the backfield. Somebody has to be that check down that Tua goes to. He's got to find that alternate receiver. If he doesn't find that alternate receiver, then that's going to cause him to have the other problem we talked about already, which is trying to scramble around back there and extend the play. Don't worry about extending the play. That was problem number 1 we took off the board. Number 2, the answer to not having to extend the play is make sure in your progressions you're ready to dump it off. That has to be critical. Mike McDaniel has to put that in play and have that ready to go. He's got to hit one of his outlets, he's got so many weapons. In addition to Tyreek and Waddle, you got Berrios, who's going to be receiver number 3. You got Alec Ingold. You got Raheem / A-Chain if he plays. Whoever else is out there, use those guys. The tight end, Durham Smythe. Find that second or third receiver and get the ball to them. Take a 2-yard gain, take a 3-yard gain. We know that these guys, if you get up to them for 2 or 3 yards, may be able to bust it for 15 or 20 or take it to the house. So there's no reason not to check it down. There's no reason not to say, I'll just take what the defense has given me and I'll just throw the ball. I'm using my left hand because that's what Tua is, left-handed. So I think that is the second thing. Number 1, don't extend the play. Number 2, check it down, take what the defense is giving you, and do it over and over and over, and it puts pressure on their defense.
Number 3.
All right, number 3 should go without saying, but you gotta say it. No turnovers. None. Against the Los Angeles Chargers, turnovers are going to be deadly. That means Connor, no snapping the ball over to his head. Tua, no interceptions, no fumbles, no bad handoffs. All the mechanics have to be, it's over. The mechanics have to have been done and performed and executed and ready for this season. Don't try to throw to a spot. Don't give them the opportunity to pick things off. Understand, there are some things that, I don't know if you guys watched the Colorado versus TCU game and how Travis Hunter picked off that pass down at the goal line. He's an incredible athlete. If a ball is in a position where somebody can make a play, there's not really much you can do that. I don't think that quarterback from TCU had any idea that Travis Hunter was going to be able to extend himself and make that kind of interception. If you guys haven't seen that play, just go ahead and Google Travis Hunter interception against TCU. I mean, there's no way that you would have known that kid could make that kind of play. The ability that he did to extend at the right time and what he read. I mean, even Emmanuel Acho did a breakdown on that play and go, that dude was just insane how he made that play. So if there's a corner or D-back on the Chargers defense that is just otherworldly and he's going to anticipate a play, or he's in your head and he's doing something, yeah, there's not really much you can do that. But you're telegraphing, your progressions, looking people off, you got to do all that to reduce the possibility of any kind of turnover. Fumbles are on you. No ifs, ands, or buts. No fumbles. Interceptions, it can go either way. A tipped ball, but if it's a bad read, that's your fault to it. So, just to recap, don't try to extend plays. Too many bad things can happen. Check down. You got to be able to check down and find another receiver if nothing's available, or throw the ball away. And number 3, which builds on that progression, is no turnovers. What was that? I don't have it with me, but I've been looking at some of the people, the prognosticators who go ahead and try to predict the score of the game. CBS did it, and I haven't seen anybody anywhere even Vegas, who've tried to predict this game that have more than a 3 or 4 point spread. So if you're talking about this game, most people feel is going to be so close that it's going to be within 3 or 4 points, or in other words, within one score. Everybody I've seen, all the people who bet and put stuff out there have scored this game as being a 1-score game. It's not going to be a blowout on either side, they think. If that is true, a turnover could change this entire game. One turnover, that's all it would take. On the same token, let's hope that Vic Fangio does something on the defensive side. You got some ball hawks back there. You got with X-Man and Javon Holland, you got some people out there who can pull it down. But on Tua's side, don't commit any. No turnovers.
Number 2.
Get the play called and get it in. Those of you who watched my live videos last year, I used to just pull my hair out and go, what the hell is taking so long to break the huddle? Why are you taking so long to get the play into Tua and then get Tua to the line and call the play? You should be breaking that huddle with at least 10 seconds left on the clock. At least. And over and over and over, I kept seeing Tua come to the line with 5 and 6 seconds left, and then we know what happened from there. How many penalties did they get? How many times did he have to rush the call? You gotta get the play call in. This is year 2. This is year 2. It should be completely smooth. You should have the communication down, and that can't happen. It just can't happen at this level. So I understood that this week, I think Barry Jackson from the Miami Herald put it out there that this year, or this week during practice, Mike McDaniel was telling the guys they had to go through a silent count. Now, understand, with a silent count, that means he's expecting the stadium, SoFi, to be extremely loud and may not be able to hear the signals. That's a friggin' nightmare scenario for Miami. When Tua did that, that funny quip with the reporter, I don't know if you guys saw that, where he said, okay, I'm going to read a play back to you, and I want you to remember what's said and then spit it back to me.
I can give you guys a play, and then if you guys want to repeat it after me, as if you guys were in the huddle, you guys can. All right. Should I go once or twice saying it?
Once.
Once? All right. We got North Right Clamp, South Fox, H Top Pass 38, Top Gumby, XP Sweat. Let's go. Anyone?
I got North Right Clamp. I got
Sounds like a false start.
Yeah, sounds like a pre-snap penalty to me. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness.
I mean, everybody thought it was funny because Tua read off, jet 2, 3, waggle, steam, left, right, double 5. And people are like, Tua, we don't get paid $20 million to remember this shit. You get paid $23 million to remember. That's your job. So telling me I can't remember it, if I was getting paid $23 million, you bet your ass I remember it. So by making that funny quip, I almost think he put a bullseye on himself. Because it came off as, hey, listen, understand, Mike's calls are long and they're complicated, and we have to get those plays in. Well, now you're going to be playing in an adversarial environment. People are going to be screaming at you for 60 minutes. You had to learn in practice how to just go ahead and do it on a silent count. You tell me how he's going to work that out. How is Mike McDaniel, who's had problems getting the play in when it wasn't a silent count, get the play into Tua's helmet, and then Tua being able to tell everybody, and then get Connor Williams to snap the ball all in silence because it's too loud? How's that going to work out? So that was my next to the last one, and I think it's really, really important. I think that I can't stress how important that is because of how many penalties we saw last year where they just didn't get the play in. And if you don't get the play in and you get a delay a game, you're going to bounce back 5 yards, or worse, you have to blow a timeout.
Number 1.
I don't want to see Tua throw more than 25 passes. Understand what I just said. He should not have to throw any more than 25 passes. Barry, what the hell are you talking about? It's a 4-quarter game. It's 15 minutes a quarter. Tua may throw 25 in the first half. Why do I think that it would be beneficial for Tua not to have to throw more than 25 times? If Tua only has to throw 25 times, that means he's leaning on the run. That means that those running backs are going to get 25 or 30 carries. That takes tremendous pressure off of Tua, and it also probably means that the Dolphins are ahead. If you don't have to throw, it means you're ahead. If you don't have to throw, that means the running game is working. So if Mike McDaniel truly is committed to the run, and you've got your offensive line ready to block for the run, and you want to take pressure off Tua, have him not have to throw. Can you imagine if Tua doesn't have to drop back? I'm sorry, Tyreek, you might not get your 2,000 yards this year. It might be a whole different ball game. Talk about something that Los Angeles Chargers wouldn't be ready for. They wouldn't be ready for a game where Mike McDaniel, who is what? The running game guru, not the passing game guru. He's known as being the running game guru. If Mike McDaniel can run the ball 30 times between the running back by committee, that takes a shitload of pressure off of Tua. Now he's not having to worry about these guys flying in because they have to watch for the run. It's going to take a little bit of speed off of them because they have to protect for the run. It's allowing these horses up front to pull and block and push and use their girth and just get in the way so Raheem Mostert can use his 4.9 yards per carry he had last year and get some yards. Understand that if Tua's back there throwing 30 and 40 times, it means more than likely the Dolphins are behind, and that's 30 or 40 times that Tua is going to be vulnerable for a sack or a hit. If you're only there 25 times, that defense cannot come. They cannot pin their ears back and come flying after Tua. That means Raheem Mostert, Chris Brooks, A-Chain, Ahmed, the entire committee back there, getting them all enough carries where it's making some sense. So that's why I'm saying I'm going to be looking on Sunday. If Tua throws more than 25 times, there's a problem in my mind. I'm crazy? Yeah, I might be crazy, but I know that if he's not throwing that much, if he's back there handing off the ball, if he's doing RPOs and doing everything else and hitting the tight end and he's hitting the fullback, if I see him not having to sit back there and look for Tyreek and Waddle on every single play, then I think we're going to have not just a good chance against the Chargers. I think they can do that with everybody. Then if they pull up, then if teams get used to coming up to stop the run, Katie bar the door. Then it's all bets off and Tyreek and Waddle are going to do their thing. But if this first game of the season, he's got to throw 40 times, I'm looking at a loss. I'm looking at a loss if Tua has to throw the ball 35, 40 times. Just saying. Because all the things I said earlier, don't try to extend plays. If you're running the ball, you won't have to do that. Throw the ball away or check down. If you're using play action and running game is working, the checkdowns will be easy. no turnovers. You're handing the ball off. You're handing the ball off. You're going to eliminate the possibility of turnovers. Get the plays called in. Running plays are easy to call in. Not the same as having to call routes and everything. So I'm looking for Tua to throw under 25 times. Maybe I give him 28. But under that, that tells me they've committed to the run. Anything over that, he's not committed to the run. So let me know what you think. What did you think about my 5 keys to the game in respect to how Tua Tagovailoa needs to play this Sunday? Love to hear your comments. Talk to you soon. Fins up.
Is anybody catching on to this Barry guy?